The Anamoose School has gone through much change over the past 100 years. As we begin to explore the history of Anamoose Public School, we would like you to take a moment and think back to your school days. Do you imagine the large red brick schoolhouse, the long hallways of the single-story school buildings, or the seemingly endless staircases of the Drake Anamoose High School? No matter the building, the memories are much the same, holding recollections of happiness, sorrow, victory, and defeat. We will again return to the scene of our school days, and through the history, we shall recall again what are likely some of the best days of our lives. On October 3, 1899, several Anamoose citizens met with the county superintendent at Albright's store to organize the Anamoose School District. The first school board was also assembled at this meeting and consisted of 4 members. That same school board met again on November 4, 1899. They made the decision to hold a term of school at what was then known as Mrs. Sykes' Laundry Room in the Commercial Hotel. Construction began in the fall of 1900 on a new wooden structure. The schoolhouse had 2 stories and contained 2 classrooms. As the population of Anamoose continued to grow, it was necessary to erect another room on the rear of the main building.
In the spring of 1905, the decision was made to build a new schoolhouse. Work on the building began early that summer. The school was to be a 2-story red brick building with 10 classrooms and a full, completed basement. 6 rooms were completed first, and the upper floor was used as an auditorium. The school was completed that fall, and classes began in October of 1905. In the fall of 1906, Principal E.J. McCullough taught as many subjects as he could be scheduled for, thus marking the beginning of the Anamoose High School. Each year, the high school program was made bigger and better. At the end of 1910-11 school year, a milestone was reached. Anamoose had their first graduating senior class with 2 members, Augusta Albrecht and Corinne Eberhardt. By 1915, the school faced the need to expand once again. It was decided a rural school building would be moved and added to the back of the brick building. This would be used as the 6th grade classroom. Within a few years, another building was added as a homeroom for the 5th grade. During the mid-1920s, the need for an auditorium was discussed. By 1928, a gymnasium was erected on the south end of Main Street. The building was used both for high school and community functions. It held basketball games, plays, graduations, dances, along with Phi Ed and music classes.
Unfortunately, by the 1930s, the Anamoose population began to decrease. The low enrollment and poor financial conditions made it necessary to combine grades and decrease faculty numbers. Fortunately, things had begun to turn around by the 1950s, and in 1952, the student body had grown so large there was a need for expansion once again. A single-story metal building consisting of 6 classrooms and an assembly to house the high school was constructed. Another progressive movement was made around this same time, that of annexation and redistricting of 4 1/4 bordering school districts. The district was renamed Anamoose Special School District, and school board membership needed to be increased to 5. By the 1960s, the school was being inconvenienced by an auditorium that was 4 blocks away, classrooms that were too small and overcrowded, and inadequate hot lunch facilities. Therefore, in 1962, a new cement block structure was erected. The new structure provided 4 classrooms, a music room, a kitchen with multi-purpose room, a gymnasium with a stage and locker rooms, and an administrative section. On October 28, 1979, disaster struck the Anamoose School with the burning of the red brick schoolhouse. The fire started late Sunday night and burned into the early morning hours of Monday, completely destroying the Anamoose Elementary School. The adjoining high school building was not damaged. By Tuesday morning, high school classes had resumed, and a plan was in place for elementary grades 1 through 4 to begin school Wednesday morning in St. Martin's Lutheran Church. 5th and 6th grade were accommodated by the high school building. Books and materials had to be borrowed from neighboring school districts for the 91 students in grades 1 through 6. Following the fire, plans were made to construct an addition to the east end of the high school complex. The addition would include a new science department and 2 classrooms. This project was completed in 1980.
During the late 1970s and through the 1980s, enrollment declined and discussion began on cooperatives for sports. In the fall of 1992, all sports were co-op with Butte and Drake. The Anamoose Royal sports teams were then known as the Butte Drake Anamoose Raiders. The pattern of enrollment decline continued through the 1990s, and into the turn of the century, the need to co-op had been discussed and many options explored throughout the early 2000s. In the fall of 2009, the Anamoose Public School joined with the Drake Public School. Both school buildings would remain functional, with the Anamoose Public School becoming the Anamoose Drake Elementary School for kindergarten through 6th grade and also housing the Head Start program. The Drake Public School became the Drake Anamoose High School and holds grades 7 through 12. Through the history of the school, we must not forget the faculty members who have been such a large part of the Anamoose Public School. Without their fine leadership, the Anamoose School would not be what it is today. They helped to shape all of the activities and memories that have been impressed upon all who are under their supervision. Through the years, we have seen many changes to our Anamoose High School. So whether you are a Royal, a Raider, or a little bit of both, we are all proud of our school yesterday, today, and tomorrow.